The first time the man took part in the Immortal sect's assessment. He and his friend were so shocked by the scene before them they were left speechless. It was all because the stunningly beautiful Immortal, who was the examiner, had just been sharing a carriage with them a short while ago. At the time, they had assumed the Immortal was also there to take the assessment. So, they had kindly revealed the exam questions they had bought through cheating to her. Who would have thought that she was actually the examiner? You see, the man's name was Liu Yang. More than 10 years had passed since he transmigrated to this world. Today was his first time coming to take the Immortal sect's assessment. On the way here, he happened to meet Meng Jingzhou. Both of them were heading to take the Wendao sect's entrance exam. So, he was invited to share a carriage and travel with him. Since the two of them were like two peas in a pod and got along great, they quickly became good friends who could talk about anything and everything. Later on, they also happened to meet a stunningly beautiful woman. Because they had already arrived at the foot of the Wendao sect's mountain, the two of them assumed she was also there for the assessment. Seeing that it was pouring rain outside, they invited the woman into their carriage to travel with them. The woman didn't refuse. After getting in, she politely introduced herself, saying her name was Yunji, and thanked them for the invitation. Meng Jingzhou immediately laughed and said it was all fate. Brother Liu and I have been having a great chat. We were just talking about the Wendao sect's entrance exam. Miss Yun, you might as well listen in. It might be useful for you, too. Then, Meng Jingzhou began to share the information he knew. The Wendao sect is one of the 5 great immortal sects. Their disciple recruitment is known to be extremely strict. First of all, you have to be under 16 years old. Second, your spiritual root can't be too poor. And finally, you have to pass 2 trials. The first trial is a test of choice. They put you in a situation with an out-of-control flying sword and give you 2 options. Do you do nothing and let the flying sword kill 5 people? Or do you divert it, causing it to kill 1 person nearby? The second trial is about honesty. You have to face a mirror that can tell whether you're telling the truth or a lie, and answer its questions without lying. Only after passing both trials can you become a disciple of the Wendao sect. That's all the information I know about the assessment. Is there anything you two don't understand? You can ask me anytime. As a transmigrator, this was Liu Yang's first time participating. Naturally, he was extremely curious. But beside him, Yunji also raised her hand. Meng Jingzhou let her go first. Yunji then gave him a strange look. The content of this test is supposed to be confidential. I wonder, young Master Meng, how did you find out about it? Meng Jingzhou immediately flicked open his fan, which had the word rich written on it. I won't hide it from you. I spent a fortune to buy this information from an elder of the Dao-seeking sect. Today, I was traveling alone to the Dao-seeking sect to take the test. Meeting you 2 fellow cultivators on the road must be fate. So I decided to share this with you. But you absolutely must not spread this around. Liu Yang exclaimed in surprise after hearing this. Isn't that cheating? We're not far from the Dao-seeking sect. What if a powerful master from the sect just passed by? Wouldn't they have heard everything? At this thought, Liu Yang immediately shouted out. I didn't ask for this. I'm a victim here, too. Meng Jingzhou quickly covered his mouth. Brother Liu, calm down. Just listen to me first. This carriage of mine is no ordinary carriage. It's a triple-proof carriage. Liu Yang was stunned. A triple-proof carriage? Meng Jingzhou then began to explain. First, it's proof against obstruction. The carriage is equipped with one-way observation. You can clearly see everything outside from within the carriage. Second, it's proof against bumps. This carriage is equipped with superior shock absorption and a prized steed that can travel 1,000 miles a day. You won't feel a single bump, no matter the terrain. And finally, it's proof against detection. It's equipped with a privacy mode that can be manually activated. It blocks any spiritual sense from prying into what's happening inside. Liu Yang breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. Oh, so that's how it is. I really thought I was going to be doomed on my very first sect entrance exam. Well, since it's so safe. Brother Meng, why don't you tell us in a little more detail? Preferably, you know, the surefire method to pass. Meng Jingzhou and Yunji were both speechless. And here I thought you were so noble. Before long, they arrived at the Wendao sect. They entered the sect protecting Grand Formation. Liu Yang and Meng Jingzhou were stunned by the scene here. This was the first time they had ever seen so many cultivators. Seeing this, Liu Yang couldn't help but start to worry. He was afraid his spiritual root would be unqualified, his aptitude would be insufficient, and so on. Just as he was about to ask Miss Yunji if she was nervous, he discovered that Yunji, who had just been behind him, had suddenly vanished without a trace. Although he was a bit confused, Liu Yang didn't think much of it. A moment later, a group of cultivators wearing the attire of the Wendao sect appeared. The two of them guessed they were probably core disciples or something similar. Then, the examiner also walked over slowly, treading on a lotus vision. When Liu Yang and Meng Jingzhou below saw the examiner's figure clearly, they were instantly stunned speechless. Because this examiner, who was the eldest senior sister of the Wendao sect, was none other than Miss Yunji, who had just been sharing a carriage with them. The man clearly possessed an extremely rare pure yang spiritual root. Yet he didn't show the slightest bit of joy. This was because the pure yang spiritual root was also called the celibate spiritual root. On the path of cultivation, he would be unable to be intimate with women for his entire life. Just moments ago, Liu Yang and Meng Jingzhou arrived at the Wendao sect to take the assessment. Looking at the beautiful immortal fairy examiner who appeared above, the two of them were shocked speechless. They never would have imagined that Miss Yunji was actually the eldest senior sister of the Wendao sect. And also the examiner for this entrance assessment. Liu Yang looked at Meng Jingzhou in a panic. Brother Meng, Miss Yunji isn't going to kick us out, is she? But Meng Jingzhou was suddenly filled with a burning fighting spirit. Don't worry, if we get kicked out in public, we can use the shame to motivate us to become stronger. Then, we'll have endless fortuitous encounters and soar to the heavens, becoming beings that even the 5 great immortal sects look up to. After all, that's how it's written in the storybooks. Those protagonists who are humiliated and framed suffer a great loss of face. But their opponents' entire families end up getting wiped out. But, Brother Meng, have you ever considered? Miss Yunji doesn't seem to have any reason to frame us. For a moment, the scene became awkward. Brother Liu, you have a point. But I'm still going to try and continue with the assessment. How about you, Brother Liu? Hearing this, Liu Yang looked up at Fairy Yunji. Since Miss Yunji hasn't said anything yet, then naturally, I have to give it a try. After all, this might be the only chance I get in my entire life. So, the two of them threw their arms around each other's shoulders and went to get in line. At the front of the line, a senior brother from the Asking Dao sect named Dai Bufan was testing for spiritual roots. You have a dual water and wood spiritual root. You suffered a severe injury when you were 12. Your foundation was damaged, but you met a master who healed you. You pass. Seeing this, a junior brother at his side began to flatter him. Senior brother Dai, you can see the cause and effect just by taking a pulse. Your cultivation must have improved. Congratulations, congratulations. However, Dai Bufan stated nonchalantly, that so-called master was me. Just then, it was a young monk's turn. Dai Bufan could tell with a single glance that he was a young novice from the Hanging Temple. So he asked, what are you doing here? You still have the abbot's mark inside you. Go on back to your Hanging Temple. Liu Yang, who was further back in line, was startled to hear this. Could it be the Hanging Temple, one of the 5 great immortal sects? Meng Jingzhou confirmed that it was. Speaking of which, the Hanging Temple has very few members. Even at its largest, it never had more than 10 people. Suddenly, Dai Bufan's cry of surprise came from the front. It turned out he had detected someone with the bloodline of an honest and sturdy people. It's a rather rare ancient barbarian bloodline. Past, without a doubt. But what surprised Liu Yang was that this guy with the barbarian bloodline was actually under 16 years old. Soon, it was Meng Jingzhou's turn to be tested. At first, Dai Bufan wasn't paying much attention, but the moment he placed his hand on him, his jaw dropped. It's actually a bachelor spiritual root. Meng Jingzhou got anxious as soon as he heard that. What the hell is that? How can there be a bachelor spiritual root? I may be inexperienced, but don't you try to fool me. Before Dai Bufan could even explain, Fairy Yunji's voice came from behind him. Junior brother Dai wasn't lying to you. You really do have a single spiritual root. That's the scholarly name for this type of spiritual root. It's just that everyone is more used to calling it by its common name. The Pure Yang spiritual root. The so-called Pure Yang spiritual root is a mutated single spiritual root. It is the epitome of hardness and yang, the bane of ghosts and demons. If you maintain a Pure Yang body, your cultivation will advance 1,000 miles a day. Conversely, if you lose your Pure Yang body, your cultivation will plummet. So, you've passed. Go on to the next trial. After hearing this, Meng Jingzhou showed no sign of joy. On the contrary, the tough guy burst into tears on the spot. No wonder my family never let me get close to women. No wonder right after my spiritual root was tested, they started planning for a 3rd child. So that was the truth. Just then, it was Liu Yang's turn to be tested. After hearing that Brother Meng had a single spiritual root, he became very curious about the name. No matter how you looked at it, the scholarly name sounded more like a common name. Yunji then explained, because the first senior with a Pure Yang spiritual root called his own spiritual root the single spiritual root. The cultivation world has a tradition of respecting single old seniors, and the first person to name something. So, the name stuck. Upon hearing this, Liu Yang had an epiphany. So that's how it is. And just at that moment, after Dai Bufeng finished testing Liu Yang, he was once again incredibly surprised. It's actually a natural-born swur. But before he could finish, Liu Yang loudly cut him off. Tell me the common name. Dai Bufan then said awkwardly. You have a sword spiritual root. Unstoppably sharp, with the most powerful attack. You passed, too. Go to the 2nd trial. Liu Yang left with a hint of resentment. You're the one who's a jerk. Soon, the 2nd trial began. A thick fog suddenly began to rise in the area where the participants were. Liu Yang guessed that this stage was probably meant to separate the participants. He turned his head to tell Brother Meng the situation. Since it has come to this, let's meet again after we pass. Not far away, Dai Bufan watched the scene and remarked, I hope more of them can pass. There are a few promising prospects in this batch. It'd be a shame if they failed on the second trial. Yunji then asked him who he had his eye on. After a moment's thought, Dai Bufan said, the one from the ancient barbarian clan, of course. They're famous for being simple-minded. But those two lads, the one with the single spirit root and the one with the sword spirit root, aren't bad either. You can tell they're honest types just by looking at them. Hearing this, Yunji immediately thought of Liu Yang and Meng Jingzhou. And the scene of them in the carriage, plotting how to cheat. Them? Honest? There's no way I believe that. But Yunji didn't expose them. She just asked Dai Bufan. By the way, junior brother Dai, do you know if any of the elders have been short on money lately? Dai Bufan said he hadn't heard anything. Eldest senior sister, why do you ask? Oh, it's nothing. I just heard that one of the elders sold information about the trial we used 20 years ago. The moment she said that, all the disciples behind her broke out in a cold sweat. It was the young man's first time taking the sect's entrance exam. Yet he managed to make the 1,000-year-old river spirit jump up and down in anger. He even forced it to admit that he had passed the trial. All because this was supposed to be a test of honesty. Yet the boy passed it by using deception. Just moments ago, the second trial of the Tao-seeking sect officially began. This trial tests honesty and greed. The first to enter was Mang Jiyu, a descendant of the barbarian clan. He walked to the middle of the bridge, holding a worn-out old axe. A mysterious force suddenly ripped the axe from his hands and threw it into the river. The next moment, a divine figure with an ethereal aura appeared. Young man, I am the river spirit. Was it this worn-out old axe that you dropped? This spirit artifact, the mountain-splitting axe? Or this immortal artifact, the heaven-opening axe? Mang Jiyu was a bit dazed. But he still blurted out. It was the worn-out old one. What an honest young man. In that case, all three of these axes are yours. Watching from the outside, Dai Bufan saw Mang Jiyu pass. With an expression that said, I knew it. So, the condition to pass was just to get the 3 grandpa axes. The method was simply to answer the river spirit's questions honestly. Next up, it was the turn of the single spiritual root. And the sword spiritual root, those 2 kids. Let's see if they're as honest as I said they were. As Liu Yang's axe was thrown into the river by some mysterious force. The old river spirit grandpa appeared once again. It was still the same 3 questions from before. Which axe is yours? Liu Yang stared at the old man before him, completely baffled. Is there something wrong with you, old man? 2 of those grandpa axes are obviously yours. Don't you know which 2 they are? And you're asking me? The river spirit was a bit stunned for a moment. This was the first time he'd ever been questioned back. I really don't know which 2 grandpa axes are mine. Seeing this, Liu Yang looked at the river spirit warily. Then if I choose an axe, you better not suddenly regain your memory and say, you remember which 2 axes are yours. The river spirit swore up and down that he absolutely wouldn't. So Liu Yang told him to bring the 3 grandpa axes over first. He needed to get a clear look at them first. Once all 3 axes were in his hands, Liu Yang immediately changed his tune. Oh, right, what was it you just asked me? The river spirit looked completely exasperated. I just asked you which of these 3 grandpa axes you dropped. As soon as the river spirit finished speaking, Liu Yang decisively threw all 3 axes back into the river. He then said with a smug look on his face, whoops, sorry, actually, I dropped all 3 of them. The river spirit was instantly furious. But, there was technically nothing wrong with it according to the rules. He could only grit his teeth and let Liu Yang pass. Finally, it was Meng Jingzhou's turn. Unlike the others, when he saw his axe mysteriously fall into the river, he anxiously jumped in right after it. This left the river spirit, who had just appeared, completely dumbfounded. After snapping out of it, his expression changed. Crap, how can there be such an idiot? It turns out that one of the fundamental rules of this second stage, the bamboo forest illusion, is that when an ordinary object falls into the river, it would give rise to 2 variations, a spirit and an immortal. Both took on the appearance of Meng Jingzhou, but their auras were completely different. One was the mighty immortal cultivator, Meng Jingzhou, and the last was Meng Jingzhou himself, as immortal. The 3 Meng Jingzhous said in unison, River Spirit, give me back the axe. The river spirit began to tremble all over. It was an instinctive reaction, coming from the depths of its soul. With the immortal Meng Jingzhou present, the river spirit was powerless to fight back, completely at his mercy. And just like that, Meng Jingzhou passed the trial. He skipped happily over to meet up with Liu Yang. Brother Liu, I passed. How about you? Liu Yang was overjoyed as well. Of course, it was a piece of cake. And so, the 2 of them went to the final trial together. Not far away, the senior disciples looked at Dai Bufan, speechless. Is that the honest man you were talking about? Dai Bufan could only give an awkward laugh. Hey, everyone misjudges people sometimes. It's normal. Just then, the river spirit suddenly appeared. fuming and looking to teach Liu Yang and Meng Jingzhou a lesson. Seeing this, the Inquiry Dao sect disciples hurried to block its path. Senior River Spirit, please calm down. In the end, it was Dai Bufan who personally stepped forward. Senior River Spirit, please calm down. If anything were to happen to the participants of the trial, word would get out, and the Inquiry Dao sect would become a laughingstock. Don't you worry, Senior. I, Dai Bufan, personally designed this third trial. It will be sure to teach those two boys a lesson. Hearing this, the River Spirit finally relented. So, what is your trial? Dai Bufan then took out a miniature mountain. This is a heart-questioning mountain. It's a wondrous artifact refined by one of the elders. On this mountain, immortals and mortals are equal. Everyone's physical constitution becomes the same. Just you wait, Senior. You'll get to see those two boys suffer. After speaking, he threw the heart-questioning mountain out, transforming it into a colossal mountain. He then led the candidates who had passed to the foot of the mountain and announced the rules of this final trial. Your task is to climb the heart-questioning mountain. The higher you climb, the stronger your will becomes. There is no time limit for this trial. If you have any artifacts or items you can use, their use is not restricted either. As long as you can climb to the 50th step, you will be considered to have passed this final trial. As soon as the words were spoken, Man Ji Yu stepped forward. I'll go first. Man Ji Yu climbed the first 10 stone steps with ease, but by the 29th step, Man Ji Yu was already panting from exhaustion. Seeing how difficult the climb was for Man Ji Yu, the others knew this mountain would not be easy to climb. Their hearts couldn't help but sink. However, not everyone was worried. Among them, a red-haired young man confidently walked towards the stone stairs. For a moment, everyone was inspired by his courage. One after another, they followed in his footsteps and began to climb. Seeing no better way, Meng Jingzhou thought of teaching his mind-calming art to Liu Yang. At least it would help him climb with a calm and focused mind. But Liu Yang said there was no need for now. I have a plan, but I need to run a test first. Seeing that the two seemed to be cooking up another scheme, Dai Bufan replied confidently, there are no loopholes for you to exploit on my mountain of introspection. If you don't climb it steadfastly, step by step, you will absolutely not pass this trial. The young man clearly had no cultivation or special constitution, yet in a trial of stone steps with immense gravity, he easily crushed the physically powerful examinees to take first place. It was only because he had figured out a loophole in the trial, passing by building a ridiculously abstract ladder to bypass the gravity. Just a moment ago, Liu Yang and the others began the final trial, the mountain of introspection. They only needed to climb to the 50th step to pass. To climb more effectively, Meng Jingzhou used the mind-calming art to completely quiet his mind. Not a single distracting thought remained. In this meditative state, Meng Jingzhou felt as if he had become one with nature. His entire body felt relaxed and free of worries. In reality, he had just fallen asleep. An unknown amount of time passed until he was suddenly punched awake. When he woke up, Meng Jingzhou gave Liu Yang an aggrieved look. Brother Liu, what was that for? I finished the experiment and even drew the diagram. I waited a full 2 hours for you, you bum. Look how many steps everyone else has climbed. Only then did Meng Jingzhou realize that everyone was at least 10 or 20 steps ahead. He quickly grabbed Liu Yang's hand. Brother Liu, let's go up too. But Liu Yang remained calm. Hold on, do you have a magical treasure that can cut down trees? Hearing this, Meng Jingzhou took out a small short sword. I actually do have one. My family gave it to me for self-defense. It can be precisely controlled by my thoughts and can cut through iron like mud. Liu Yang snatched it from him. Perfect. With this thing, we don't have to tire ourselves out climbing the mountain. To be honest with you, Brother Meng, I've already figured out the true meaning of this trial. This trial is actually a test of wisdom. Meng Jingzhou was stunned, but this mountain climbing trial to test one's resolve is a common starter test in all the storybooks. Techniques and magical treasures are supposed to be useless. You can only rely on your willpower and your desire to seek the path. You could say it's practical, classic, and traditional. How could it possibly have anything to do with wisdom? That's where you're wrong, Brother Meng. I have my reasons, of course. Back when that senior brother announced the challenge, he was already giving his hints. Look at his wording. He hinted multiple times that as long as we get there, the method doesn't matter. To the side, Dai Bufan looked utterly baffled. When did I ever hint at that? Before he could figure it out, the eldest senior sister suddenly praised him. You actually managed to design such a clever twist into the trial. Seeing even the senior sister offer a rare compliment, Dai Bufan guiltily accepted the credit. That's right. After all, the will to seek the path, and the method of seeking the path, are both extremely important. However, the other disciples had seen through him long ago. The method of seeking the path? Yeah, right. Senior brother Dai definitely just wanted to show off the heart-questioning mountain again. So he just added a few extra words. It's true, that old Dai just loves to show off that magical artifact. Only the eldest martial sister doesn't know, and she still believes him. Seeing this, Dai Bufan shot them a hostile look. He warned them not to speak carelessly. Meanwhile, after casually climbing a few stone steps, Meng Jingzhou confirmed that Liu Yang was right. Whether he was stepping onto the first step or the fifth, as long as his foot didn't touch the surface of the step, there would be no change in pressure. So, among all the meticulous details, leaving such an oversight must have been for a reason. Brother Liu, it seems you were right about this being a test of wisdom. But even so, with our mortal bodies, how are we supposed to climb 50 steps without touching the ground? Liu Yang then pointed to the experimental diagram he had drawn. Then he began to instruct Meng Jingzhou on what to do. The flying dagger can't fly on the mountain, but it can cut down trees with ease. All we have to do is make the trees roll down the mountain and then use our minds to control the flying dagger to shape them. After that, the two of them divided the work. One taught how to build a ladder, while the other controlled the short sword to do the cutting and shaping. And so, after making an entire patch of the forest bald, their ladder was finally complete. A simple wooden ladder led straight up the mountain. The others, who were still struggling to climb, all looked over with confused gazes. The two of them immediately started using the ladder to climb. And when he saw that bald, bare patch of land that looked like it had been chewed up by a pig demon, Dai Bufan was furious. This was his beloved magical artifact. Beside him, the river spirit immediately started gloating. Little Dai, not bad. For the sake of the sect's talent selection, you've really sacrificed a lot. Not only did you expose a loophole in the rules of heart-questioning mountain, you even let a huge patch of it get chopped bald. Such a sacrifice is truly noble. Even Yanji praised him, saying, younger martial brother Dai really did a good job. Seeing this, Dai Bufan could only helplessly swallow his pride. Senior, elder martial sister, this is all what I should do. However, the river spirit still wouldn't let him off the hook. Oh, little Dai, only these two boys have understood all the painstaking effort you put in. From now on, you'd better take good care of them. He added, pointing upwards. Look, they've already made it to the top. Liu Yang, on the other hand, was afraid of heights. So he was trembling the entire time he was on the ladder. Meng Jingzhou looked completely baffled. Brother Liu, don't tell me you're afraid of heights. What do you know? This is called safety first. Liu Yang retorted stubbornly. Then he started scrambling upwards like a madman, just to prove that he wasn't afraid of heights. Meanwhile, at the very top, Man Ji Yu had already reached the 49th step. He was just one last step away from clearing the challenge. But just then, Liu Yang shot past at an incredible speed, taking first place, and was the first to set foot on the 50th step. But as his foot landed on the stone step, an immense gravity came crashing down. In an instant, Liu Yang's face planted hard. He was just about to warn Brother Meng to be careful. But Meng Jingzhou, who was also climbing at top speed, couldn't stop in time. He also had an intimate encounter with the ground. All you can say is, they really were two peas in a pod. Although their landing was rather ungraceful, the good news was that they took first and second place. Man Ji Yu, who had just barely made it up, could only settle for a disappointing third place. Liu Yang then started loudly cheering for the others. Future brothers and sisters, come on, you guys. Keep pushing. Meng Jingzhou asked in confusion, keep pushing? It means to try hard, sprint, and hurry up. Oh, I like the sound of that. Let's cheer them on together. With a wry smile, Man Ji Yu also sat down beside them and copied their cheering gesture. When the others who were still climbing saw this, even though they didn't quite understand what it meant, they could feel the goodwill behind it. So they responded with the same gesture, all cheering each other on. When Dai Bufan saw this scene, an involuntary smirk spread across his face. Those two kids are really something else. Yanji, however, remained as stoic as ever. Just a soft hum of agreement. The man never would have imagined that he and his best friend, both geniuses with single spirit roots, would end up being disliked by the elders. It turned out that although their talent was impressive, the way they passed the assessment was just too bizarre. Just moments ago, Liu Yang and his friend, using an extremely unconventional method, successfully passed the final assessment of the Tao-seeking sect. Now, they and the other successful candidates were being transported to the main peak of the Tao-seeking sect. Everyone was stunned by the spectacular scenery of the sect. Just as Meng Jingzhou was about to get Liu Yang to enjoy the view with him, he discovered that his acrophobic friend was trembling in fear. Meng Jingzhou was rendered completely speechless. In an attempt to cure Liu Yang's fear of heights, he dragged Liu Yang directly to the edge of the magical vessel. But Liu Yang was still like a frightened kitten, terrified and clinging tightly to Meng Jingzhou. Helpless, Meng Jingzhou could only pry his friend's eyelids open. Brother Liu, you'd better take a good look at the majestic peaks of the Tao-seeking sect. Upon seeing the mountains soaring into the clouds, Liu Yang's fear was temporarily suppressed. He couldn't help but let out a gasp of wow. At that moment, Yanji came over to explain. The core of the Tao-seeking sect has 9 peaks. The one in the very center is the sect master's Tianmen Peak. The other 8 peaks are under the names of the 8 elders. Each of the 8 elders has their own specialty, so the functions of these peaks also differ. As for the peaks besides these, Some are trial grounds for the sect. Some are extensions of the elders' peaks. And others are cultivation grounds for the disciples of the Tao-seeking sect. As well as some dangerous lands. In short, it's impossible to explain every peak in just a few words. You can gradually explore them later on. The Tao-seeking sect places great importance on fate and affinity. For the next month, you are all free to explore the Tao-seeking sect. After 1 month, you must choose an elder to be your master. Of course, that's only if the elder agrees to take you on as a disciple. After hearing this, Man Ji-yu voiced the questions on his mind. So, what are we supposed to do if we wander into a dangerous place? And, can we only choose elders to be our masters? Model. Can't we choose the sect master? Yoonji signaled for them not to worry. The dangerous areas are all guarded. You are all free to explore as you wish. And becoming the sect master's disciple is also possible. But he has never been fond of teaching disciples. Your chances of success are very slim. Meanwhile, inside the assembly hall on Heavenly Gate Peak, a smooth water mirror displayed the entire process of this entrance trial. Before it, several seated elders were discussing their qualifications. This kid, Man Ji-yu, is not bad. His bloodline is pure and his mind is simple. He's suitable to inherit my teachings. This one with the feathered immortal physique is also good. Impervious to all techniques, untainted and unparalleled. It's truly been a long time since I've seen one. And there's that Lee Horan with the fire spirit root. He's a promising talent for both alchemy and artifact refining. It's just that his personality is too impetuous. As for Liu Yang and Meng Jingzhou, their ways of passing the trial were too bizarre. This led many elders to be unwilling to take them, fearing they would have no peace in the future. Third Elder Ba Yan then suggested, "Why don't you, our esteemed first brother, take them?" The one speaking was none other than the first elder, Qin Junian. Ba Yan said, "I'm not suitable. Besides, first brother, you only have one disciple, and he has already graduated. It's a perfect fit for you to take them. Are you really planning to just coast until you retire? What's wrong with that? I just want to retire in peace. If you like these two kids so much, you take them." Upon hearing this, Ba Yan felt an urge to hit someone. "You old scoundrel, it would be more fitting for me to take you in. You have no ambition whatsoever." Qin Junian remained incredibly calm. "And if I don't, what can you do to me?" The other elders told them to stop arguing. "Let's first see what's going on with that girl, Yoonji." In the reflection, Yoonji, who had just arrived at the mountain gate, dismissed the others to go find their living quarters, leaving only Liu Yang and Meng Jingzhou behind. Seeing this, the two of them wore guilty expressions. They thought Miss Yoonji was about to make trouble for them. However, Yoonji had no such intention. She said, sounding a little surprised, "I really didn't expect you both to pass the trial. And you even ranked among the very best. But don't get arrogant, Man Ji-yu of the ancient barbarian clan, Dao Guanyi with the emergent immortal physique who ranked behind you, and Lee Horan with the fire spirit root. They're all geniuses on par with you." The moment Meng Jingzhou heard himself being compared to other geniuses, and that some were even ranked behind him, he instantly puffed up with pride. "Eldest senior sister, you're too kind." But Liu Yang shot him a look like he was an idiot. What eldest senior sister means is that, during the lineup for the first trial, the spirit root assessment, Dao Guanyi and the others were lined up right behind us then. Meng Jingzhou was suddenly mortified. Oh, so that's what she meant. At that moment, Yunji's expression turned serious. She said that the reason she kept the two of them was to offer some advice in return. "After all, you did escort me for a while. First, Meng Jingzhou, you have the pure yang spirit root. Your vital energy is overwhelming, making you the bane of all ghosts and ghouls. The third elder is an expert in this path. You can ask to become his disciple. And Liu Yang, you have the sword spirit root. The one most skilled in the way of the sword in our sect is my master. The sect master, you should become his disciple." Overjoyed, Meng Jingzhou quickly began to thank the eldest senior sister. Liu Yang, however, was a little confused. "But, senior sister, you just said the sect master doesn't like to teach disciples." He noticed that to Meng Jingzhou, the eldest senior sister said, "You can ask to become his disciple." But to him, she said, "You should become his disciple." The implications were completely different, but Yunji just brushed it off, saying it was fine. "I can make the decision about his apprenticeship for him." The man never would have imagined that a book capable of conjuring illusions of dragons and phoenixes was actually a bizarre, forbidden book about dragon and phoenix positions. Just moments ago, after senior sister Yunji had given them some pointers and left, Liu Yang and Meng Jingzhou went to find their own residences. Along the way, the two started talking about choosing a master. Liu Yang mentioned he'd heard that the elders would be observing everyone's performance over the next month. Their individual personalities, their preferences, and how they spent this month would all influence the elders' opinions. So Meng Jingzhou asked, "Then what should we do this month to get the elders' attention?" After thinking for a moment, Liu Yang said, "Well, we could deliberately put on an act to get the elders' attention. It would also cloud their judgment. If we end up with the wrong master, and get assigned a cultivation method that doesn't suit us. We'd be miserable. Upon hearing this, Meng Jingzhou said, "So, you're just saying we should do whatever we want, right? So after all that, your advice was basically useless." Liu Yang was stunned when he heard that. I guess you're right. And just like that, the next day arrived. The 1-month period of free exploration began. Holding his identification token, and the map of the Inquiry Sect, Liu Yang searched for a long time. Before he finally found the library pavilion, he compared it with the map and was instantly speechless. This map is so not detailed. After entering, he saw a senior disciple at a desk handling registrations. After Liu Yang identified himself as a new disciple, the senior disciple informed him of the 3 rules for newcomers. First, new disciples only have access to the first floor. Second, new disciples can only borrow 1 book at a time. Third, if you stain or damage a book, you must pay for its full price. After confirming he understood, the senior disciple let Liu Yang go in. Liu Yang started looking around. He discovered all sorts of books inside. There were mortal texts as well as detailed guides on cultivation. No wonder the first floor was so massive. Just as Liu Yang was marveling at it all, he suddenly glimpsed a book stuck in a crevice. Curious, he pulled it out for a look. And what he saw was astonishing. The cover actually had 3 words written on it: Dragon Phoenix Transformation. What a powerful name. At that moment, Liu Yang fell into a trance. It was as if he could hear the cries of a dragon and a phoenix harmonizing. Illusory images of a dragon and a phoenix appeared before his eyes, looking incredibly lifelike. By the time Liu Yang came back to his senses, he found that the voice and the illusion had vanished. He slapped his own face hard. Could it be that I was just dreaming? No, it felt so real. Maybe it's just like in the novels. I've stumbled upon some great opportunity. At this thought, Liu Yang excitedly flipped to the first page. But because the pages were too sharp, he accidentally cut his finger, causing a few drops of blood to fall onto the book's surface. But then, something strange happened. The ancient book actually began to emit a golden light. It was as if something inside the book was about to break free from its seal, making Liu Yang feel an extremely strong sense of pressure. It was as if he was being watched by some powerful entity, causing him to subconsciously freeze on the spot. He didn't know if this was a blessing or a curse. He could only let it happen. Finally, that powerful presence spoke. "I received a golden light notification. You've dirtied the book." Following the voice, he saw it was the senior brother from registration. But Liu Yang looked ecstatic. "Senior brother, this book is truly magical. Didn't you see it?" Seeing this, the senior brother on duty retorted. "What's so magical about it? It's glowing because of the formation in the scripture pavilion. It's just used to mark books that have been dirtied." But just as he got a clear look at the book's title, he froze. He muttered, "How is this possible? This is actually that legendary forbidden book. I thought books like this were all cleared out and destroyed. Who hid it here?" Liu Yang was overjoyed. He never thought his luck would be this good, finding an ancient forbidden book the moment he entered the scripture pavilion. "Excuse me, senior brother, what kind of forbidden book is this?" The senior brother's expression changed. In the end, he still explained. "This is a book that records the process of the dragon and phoenix coming together." It was so detailed that the dragon and phoenix clans jointly filed a complaint against it. And that's how it became a banned book. Liu Yang was speechless after hearing this. "Isn't that just some bizarre, lewd book? And to think I thought it was some great opportunity." Just then, Liu Yang remembered that you have to pay for damaging books. He was wondering if, seeing as it was his first offense, he could get a discount or something. However, the senior brother quietly hid the book away, and sternly warned Liu Yang. "What, Dragon Phoenix Transformation? Our Asking Dao sect is a prestigious and righteous sect. How could we possibly have a forbidden book like that? You must be mistaken." Speaking so carelessly could anger both the dragon and phoenix clans. The moment Liu Yang heard this, he knew the other guy was trying to cover up the book's existence. "Well, that's fine by me. It saves me from having to pay." "Ah, right. Senior brother, actually, I came here looking for a book that gives an introduction to this world. Unfortunately, I've been looking for a long time and haven't found anything. Could senior brother perhaps point me in the right direction?" Seeing how sensible Liu Yang was, the senior brother guarding the pavilion pointed out a book titled A Treatise on the Geography of the Continent. After saying that, he turned and left. The man never would have imagined that the esteemed Asking Dao sect, one of the 5 great immortal sects, could be so utterly absurd. Not only could the steamed buns from the weapon refining peak's cafeteria pierce through mountains, but even the so-called life-saving pills from the pill elixir peak were actually poison pills. They almost sent him, a disciple who had just joined 2 days ago, to an early grave. Just a short while ago, after following the guidance of the senior brother guarding the pavilion, Liu Yang had found a book introducing the cultivation world. It recorded that the central continent was the gathering place of the human race. Among them, the greatest power was the Great Xia dynasty, which was also the only nation on the central continent. To the east of the continent was a vast ocean, where ancient demonic beasts like the Kunpang and Chaos would occasionally appear. To the west of the continent was the Golden Buddhist Kingdom, a pure land with immeasurable temples as numerous as grains of sand. To the south of the continent was the demonic domain of the Demon Clan, where the Dragon and Phoenix clans were the overlords. They were in constant conflict with the Great Xia dynasty. To the north of the continent was the land of the extreme north, where the ice never melts and not a single blade of grass grows. Only extremely formidable races lived there. Then, he saw an introduction to the 5 great immortal sects. Each one was guaranteed to have a great master at the tribulation transcendence stage. Demonic fiends are born without emotion, one must stay far away upon seeing them. There were also demonic cultivators who were insatiably bloodthirsty. They were an even greater threat than the demon beast clans. As for currency, cultivators used high, mid, and low-grade spirit stones for transactions, while mortals used gold, silver, and copper. Just like that, Liu Yang was immersed in this sea of knowledge. Time flew by, and soon it was dusk. After finishing reading about the things he wanted to know, Liu Yang prepared to leave. He had intended to say goodbye to the person on duty, but he discovered that the guy seemed to have gotten off his shift. The one currently on duty was a beautiful senior sister, and this senior sister seemed very introverted. When she saw Liu Yang emerge, she became extremely nervous. Liu Yang, however, went up to greet her. "Hello, senior sister. I'm a new disciple who arrived yesterday. I'm not familiar with the Asking Dao sect yet, so I wanted to ask about the dining situation. Does this mean that 100 Refinements Peak is the only place to eat in the entire sect? Or do the other peaks have places to eat as well?" Upon hearing him, the senior sister said shyly, "The canteen on 100 Refinements Peak. Well, I'd advise you not to go there, junior brother." Liu Yang was stunned. "Senior sister, why is that?" "Because 100 Refinements Peak is the peak for weapon forging. Although the canteen chefs are all top-class weapon refiners, and are extremely skilled at controlling heat, the things they forge, no, I mean, the steamed buns they make are so hard they could pierce through a mountain range." Liu Yang's hair stood on end when he heard that. "Why does that sound like a baguette?" At that moment, the senior sister explained again. "And besides, to buy weapons at that canteen. Oh, no, I mean to asterisk eat, you have to pay with spirit stones. But from the looks of it, junior brother, you don't seem to have any spirit stones." Liu Yang was instantly on the verge of tears but couldn't shed any. She actually saw right through me? Is my dirt poor vibe that obvious? With that, Liu Yang fell to his knees and began to sob heartbrokenly. This made the introverted senior sister even more flustered. She quickly tried to comfort him. "Junior brother, please don't be upset. Most of the people in the inquiry sect come from common origins. No one is going to look down on you. I suggest you go over to Elixir Cauldron Peak and take a look, junior brother. You can ask the senior brothers and sisters over there for some of their discarded fasting pills. And of course, junior brother, you don't need to worry that they won't work. Or that they're poisonous or something. Their quality is just a bit mediocre, that's all." The moment he heard there were free fasting pills for the asking, Liu Yang instantly perked up. "Oh, so that's how it is. Thank you so much for the tip, senior sister. May I ask your name?" Hearing this, the senior sister blushed again. She introduced herself in a low voice. "My name is Jo Lulu." After saying goodbye to senior sister Jo, Liu Yang made his way to Elixir Cauldron Peak. As soon as he arrived, he was hit by a rich, medicinal fragrance. He exclaimed, "Wow, this must be where they refine elixirs. Even the air is sweet. It must be from the refining process. Breathing more of this has to be good for me, right?" But just then, Liu Yang saw a figure in the distance, waving its arms. It seemed to be shouting something as well, but he was too far away to hear clearly. What Liu Yang didn't know was that this senior brother was actually shouting at him not to breathe it in, and to quickly use the turtle breathing technique, and if he didn't know how, to just hold his nose. It turned out that this sweet-smelling aroma was actually the smell of poison from a failed batch of elixirs. Unfortunately, Liu Yang didn't hear his warning. By the time he rushed over to Liu Yang, it was clearly too late. Liu Yang was already on the ground, foaming at the mouth. He had started to convulse. An unknown amount of time passed. Liu Yang suddenly shot up in bed. He looked around and saw that the room was an absolute mess. Just then, the senior brother who had tried, and failed, to warn him walked over. "I'm so sorry about that, junior brother. My name is Wu Ming. I was thinking about something and got a little distracted during the refinement process. I lost control and ended up turning a medicinal pill into poison. But don't you worry, even though I mess up pretty often, I haven't actually poisoned anyone to death yet." Liu Yang was speechless. "So, should I be thanking you for not poisoning me to death?" Suddenly, Liu Yang felt a sharp headache. "Senior brother Wu, didn't you say there was nothing wrong? So why does my head hurt so much?" As soon as he said that, Wu Ming looked guilty. Actually, that has nothing to do with the poison. It's just that I got distracted again while I was carrying you back. I accidentally bumped your head on the ground. Of course, you don't need to worry about that either. As long as a person is alive, we can cure them here on our pill cauldron peak. Look, this is something I refined for you while you were unconscious. I made it especially for you. A medicinal pill that even mortals can consume. Look at these 3 pill patterns, a symbol of perfection. But looking at the purple aura emanating from the pill, how could Lu Yang dare to just eat it? Seeing that Lu Yang was skeptical, Wu Ming didn't get angry. Instead, he grabbed a little white mouse. Junior brother, I understand your concern. I'll test it for you right now to show you. Rest assured, the pill is absolutely fine. However, the moment he finished speaking, the little white mouse that had just been force-fed the medicine was already foaming at the mouth and had died. Seeing this scene, Lu Yang was completely dumbfounded. This is what you call, fine, senior brother? Seeing this, Wu Ming hurriedly explained that it was an accident. The white mouse must have been too small. Its weak constitution couldn't handle the nourishment. You should know about that, junior brother, right? Junior brother, just wait a moment. I know how to improve it now. I'll refine another cauldron for you. After hearing that, how could Lu Yang possibly let him refine another? He quickly got up and clung to Wu Ming. Senior brother, really, there's no need. I'm begging you, please just spare me. It was the man's first time entering an immortal sect to become a disciple. Was so shocked by the ceremony before him that he was left dumbfounded. Because normally, in a master accepting ceremony, you're supposed to kneel in person. But instead, he was holding 3 incense sticks and bowing to 3 portraits. The whole scene looked just like a memorial hall. At this moment, Lu Yang was lying in his humble cave dwelling. His stomach was already growling incessantly from hunger. It turned out that after witnessing the power of the poison concocted by senior brother Wu Ming the night before, Lu Yang, who had barely survived, didn't dare stay there a moment longer. He had scurried back to his own cave dwelling in a flash. And because it was already late, he didn't feel right about going to bother any other senior brothers or sisters for Bigu pills. So, after starving for an entire night, Lu Yang could only lie there, feeling completely hopeless as he listened to his stomach growl. And just at that moment, a knock suddenly came from the humble door. When he opened the stone door, he found a white-haired old man standing before him. He greeted him politely. "Excuse me, are you?" The old man spoke using voice transmission. "I am Wu Jizi, the 7th elder of the Seeking Tao sect. A disciple told me about your ordeal yesterday, so I've come to bring you a few things." So that's why he was here, because Lu Yang had been poisoned last night. Once inside the cave, Wu Jizi took out a white bottle and a gourd, explaining that one contained medicinal pills for healing the injuries and illnesses of mortals, while the other held Bigu pills. This should be more than enough for you. Before leaving, Wu Jizi also reminded Lu Yang, if you go to Pill Cauldron Peak for Bigu pills next time, remember not to look for Wu Ming. Also, don't look for Wen Da, Qing Kong, or Long Yan. And so on, listing a whole string of names. But Wu Jizi himself seemed to get tired of listing them all. You know what? Just come directly to me next time. Hearing this, Lu Yang was completely baffled. It's one thing if it was just Wu Ming, but your Pill Cauldron Peak is just full of these talented people, isn't it? It's as if you gathered them all here on purpose. Suddenly, Lu Yang remembered something. Then he abruptly pointed at Wu Jizi and started yelling. That old man almost had me fooled. It's his peak, after all. Yet he's managed to produce so many dangerous disciples. In that case, the most dangerous one must be you, 7th elder. Of course, the above was merely a scene from Lu Yang's imagination. The other person was a dignified 7th elder, after all. There was no way he would dare point a finger in the man's face and lecture him. In the end, he still respectfully saw Wu Jizi out. However, after suspecting that Wu Jizi might be even more dangerous, Lu Yang was very hesitant to take the healing and fasting pills. But he only managed to hold out for a moment. He couldn't take it anymore. He was honestly so hungry he was about to pass out. If he didn't eat something soon, he might really become the first disciple in the Wendao sect to starve to death. Left with no choice, Lu Yang could only try one of the fasting pills first. Fortunately, it seemed his suspicions were wrong. The fasting pill showed no signs of being poisoned. The portion from just one pill was enough to bring Lu Yang's stomach back to life. So, he happily took the remaining fasting pills, preparing to hole up in the scripture pavilion for the next month. To properly brush up on his cultivation knowledge, time flew by just like that. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed. This period of intense study gave Lu Yang a much deeper understanding of this world. For instance, regarding the Shanshan Hall on Tianmen Peak before him, he learned the origins of the various ancestors enshrined within. The first was the Shanshan Taoist. Then, there was the one who developed the sect from a small school into a great one. Gaiyuan Tianjun from 100,000 years ago. And finally, from 50,000 years ago, during the Wendao sect's period of decline, there was Hane Daojun, who returned the sect to its peak. Just then, senior sister Yunji walked in. Seeing that she was alone, Lu Yang asked with some confusion, "Senior sister, isn't today the master acceptance ceremony? Why are you the only one here? Where is the sect master?" Yunji explained with a cool expression, "Master is in seclusion. Today, I will accept you as a disciple on his behalf. And I will be the one to guide your cultivation." Saying that, she took out 3 portraits from her sleeve. "Before you officially begin your training, junior brother, I'll first introduce you to our sect. This is a portrait of our master. He doesn't have many rules. As long as you don't do something that makes everyone furious, he won't bother with you. The other 2 are your second senior brother and third senior sister." Then, Yunji took out 3 incense sticks and gave them to Lu Yang, explaining that as long as he lit the incense and bowed to the master, the apprenticeship would be considered successful. With that said, she took out a small censer and placed it between the portraits. Seeing this, Lu Yang's brain couldn't quite process it. "Wait, is this the master-apprentice ceremony I imagined? It's this casual?" Although Lu Yang couldn't make sense of it, he still obediently did as he was told. After lighting the incense, he began to bow respectfully. "Master, please accept your disciple's bow." Of course, he didn't forget his senior brother and sister either. Your junior brother pays his respects. After placing the incense sticks into the small censer, Lu Yang asked, a little embarrassed. Senior sister, I know this might be a bit disrespectful to ask, but I'd like to know, is our revered master definitely still alive?" This question even left the perpetually stone-faced Yunji at a loss for words. What kind of a stupid question is that? Of course he's alive. After the ceremony, Yunji prepared to teach Lu Yang how to officially begin his training. Of course, she also explained beforehand that this was her first time teaching a disciple, and it was Lu Yang's first time being a disciple. So, the 2 of us will just have to make do with each other. Lu Yang was dumbfounded. "Is this something you can just make do with?" Seeing his reaction, Yunji told him not to worry too much. "That's what I said, but I have come fully prepared." With that, she handed Lu Yang 3 bottles of pills. Lu Yang took a closer look and discovered they were actually white bone pills, 9 revolutions reincarnation pills, and 7 level pagoda pills. But according to the knowledge he had crammed into his head, aren't all of these life-saving pills? "Senior sister, you need to explain this to me clearly. What exactly are we supposed to be training?" Yunji then explained that it was quite simple. "We sword cultivators focus on 2 things, sword intent and arm strength. So, let's have you start by practicing your arm strength." With that, she took out 2 large vats she had already prepared. The man never would have imagined that the first step to becoming a sword cultivator would actually be a 2.5-hour-long exercise of lifting vats. Just a moment ago, Yunji began to instruct Lu Yang in his formal training. After telling him that sword cultivators trained in sword intent and arm strength, Yunji produced 2 large vats she had prepared earlier, and told Lu Yang to start by training his arm strength. Then, she stood on top of one of the large vats, while lifting the other one with a single hand. She waved it up and down effortlessly, explaining that all Lu Yang had to do was train his arm strength to this level. Lu Yang, standing to the side, was already stunned by this training method. He stared at the large vat in front of him, still a bit dazed. He tentatively tried to lift it, but the vat didn't budge an inch. Even when he used both hands, the vat showed no sign of moving. Finally, after Lu Yang put his entire body into it, he managed to lift the vat just a little bit. But that was it. He couldn't even hold it for 2.5 seconds before collapsing. Seeing that he was struggling to lift it, she waved her hand and drew a talisman out of thin air. Then, she sent it flying onto the surface of the vat. She then told Lu Yang to try again, and when Lu Yang tried again, he found that the vat had become much lighter. At least now he was able to move it. However, he still couldn't hold on for very long. Yunji explained that the vat's current weight was now at his exact limit. As long as you don't talk and release your breath, and focus on keeping your breathing steady, you'll be able to manage it. Junior brother, try lifting it for a day, and let's see what the results are. I'll leave this to supervise you. After giving her instructions, she turned to leave, leaving behind a strange-looking puppet to supervise him. Model. Lu Yang had wanted to take the opportunity to slack off a bit, but Kui Zhang gave him no chance at all. He came right to his side to remind him it was time to start the jar lifting practice. With no other choice, Lu Yang could only begin his miserable life of lifting jars. After lifting them on the spot like this for an hour, he was already so tired he had no strength left. Clearly, this wasn't something that could be accomplished through willpower alone. Just as Lu Yang was thinking this, Kui Zhang directly fed him 2 medicinal pills, explaining that these were exhaustion recovery pills. He just needed to take 2, recover for 10 minutes, and he could continue. Thanks to the effect of the pills, Lu Yang had absolutely no time to slack off and rest. Every last ounce of his strength was being squeezed out by Kui Zhang. Lu Yang really couldn't take it anymore. It was useless even when he was fed more pills. He fainted right on the spot, completely unconscious. Seeing this, Kui Zhang fetched a wooden cart. After placing Lu Yang on it, he covered him with hay and pushed him away. And so, the protagonist Liu Yang worked himself to death lifting jars. The end. Of course, that's impossible. When Liu Yang woke up from his unconscious state, he saw a table full of spirit beast dishes laid out before him. After a hearty meal, he finally felt alive again. And just then, a large bathtub filled with a purple liquid appeared before him. It was brought by Yunji. She said that since he was done eating, it was time to soak in the body tempering potion. Your entire body must be submerged. Your head cannot be left out. Of course, I'm not saying you can't breathe. I've prepared this reed tube for you. You can use it to breathe. Until you succeed in the jar lifting practice, the daily spirit beast dishes and the body tempering potion will not stop. Isn't it just taking a bath? Liu Yang was naturally more than happy about this. But it was only after he stripped naked and stepped in that he realized just how painful this body tempering process was. Instantly, a blood-curdling scream like a pig being slaughtered rang out, startling Yunji, who hadn't even walked far yet. The man could never have imagined, as a disciple of an immortal sect, he was actually being tormented by mere blocks of tofu to the point of utter despair. Just a moment ago, after Yunji had prepared the body tempering liquid for Liu Yang, she heard his screams, which sounded like a pig being slaughtered. It startled Yunji, who hadn't even gone far. She quickly turned back to ask Liu Yang what was wrong. As a result, she saw him, completely red from head to toe, and steaming. Eldest sister, do you actually bathe in boiling water? Upon hearing that, Yunji realized it was her fault. She quickly shut the door and took out some burn cream and a hair growth agent. She gave them to Kujang, telling it to help Liu Yang apply the medicine. She was quite frustrated herself. Who could she blame? Liu Yang was still immortal, after all. It looked like today she would have to read How to Avoid Harming Mortals and 100 Rules for Interacting with Ordinary People. She would have to read both books from cover to cover. Soon, some time passed. Through forced, tireless training, and with the threefold assistance of a spirit beast meat diet and special medicinal baths, Liu Yang finally transformed from an unremarkable mortal into an outstanding folk artist skilled at juggling vats. A while ago, Meng Jingzhou came to visit. He told him that Man Jiyu and the others from their cohort had almost all succeeded in drawing qi into their bodies. Only he was still miserably toiling away at body refining. This made him somewhat anxious. He felt he'd been left too far behind, and the psychological gap was too great. Just then, Yunji appeared out of nowhere. Your progress in body refining is a bit faster than I estimated. It's time for the next step. Liu Yang's eyes lit up when he heard this. Eldest sister, does that mean I can finally draw qi into my body? But Yunji replied, while you've managed to make heavy tasks seem light, your next step is to do the opposite. You must achieve lifting the light as if it were heavy. With that, Kujang brought over a cart full of sliced tofu blocks. It told Liu Yang to position his hand with his palm facing down and grab a block of tofu. When Liu Yang heard this, he thought, how hard can that be? It's just grabbing a piece of tofu. But as he gave it a try, his fingers had only just moved slightly when the tofu was crushed into a pulp. The once confident Liu Yang was instantly filled with embarrassment. Unwilling to accept it, he tried again with another piece. The result was still the same. No matter how many times he tried after that, it was always the same situation. In the end, only 2 whole pieces of tofu were left in the entire cart. Yunji couldn't bear to watch any longer. She told him he had to find the right feeling. Use your body to control your strength, not your mind. With that, she grabbed a piece herself. Not only did the tofu not break in her hand, she even started juggling with it. She tossed the tofu into the air, and then caught it steadily just as it was about to hit the ground. Seeing this scene, Liu Yang was in utter disbelief. Is that really possible? After her demonstration, Yunji left, leaving only a few words of instruction. Don't waste food. The tofu you crush will be your meals from now on. Also, don't look down on this tofu. It's no ordinary item. Eating it over a long period of time can regulate the balance of the 5 elements. Liu Yang immediately boasted, it's just eating tofu for a few days, right? Piece of cake. In his mind, this was much easier to practice than lifting vats. But after several days had passed, Liu Yang still hadn't made the slightest bit of progress. After eating nothing but tofu for so many days, the very sight of it now made him want to puke. Just then, the puppet suddenly gave him a heavy slap across the face. Liu Yang was completely dumbfounded. Wasn't I just grabbing the tofu properly? Why did you hit me? But the puppet said, it's not a problem with your practice. You were spacing out. I called for you and you didn't respond. It's time to eat now. Today's menu is pan-fried tofu, stir-fried tofu, and deep-fried tofu. Tofu in sauce, cold-dressed tofu, tofu pudding, tofu soup, and tofu balls. After hearing it list all those dishes, Liu Yang felt that life was meaningless. An image vaguely appeared in his mind. A piece of tofu was sweetly saying, I love you. Just thinking about it made him want to throw up. Can I refuse? I'm not hungry right now. I can keep practicing. But all he got in return was the puppet's menacing glare. Then, it mercilessly grabbed Liu Yang. preparing to force-feed him. By the time he returned to his cave to rest, Liu Yang was even more miserable than when he had to carry those vats. He truly had no will to live left. He really didn't want to eat any more tofu. And just then, a cloud of smoke suddenly filled his cave. Then, the scene changed. He found himself in a pure white space. Liu Yang immediately started to panic. Isn't this the Wen Dao sect, where masters are everywhere? Who could have brought him here without a sound? Suddenly, a majestic voice echoed from within the mist. Young man, this is a space I have temporarily created. No one can detect it. I have witnessed countless ages. I have seen countless mighty experts whose power was unmatched in the world. In the end, none of them could escape the ravages of time, becoming nothing more than a sigh. Only I remain free and unfettered, living for all eternity. Today, on a whim, I made a divination, and foresaw that you and I share a bond of fate. So I summoned your soul here. In this space, from the chi refining stage to the tribulation stage, you will find every cultivation technique, pill, secret manual, and insight you could ever need. At each stage, you will be able to unlock a portion of my legacy. As soon as he heard it was related to a legacy, Liu Yang's face immediately lit up with joy. He respectfully asked, Senior, who might you be? As soon as the words left his mouth, Liu Yang noticed a figure appearing in the distance.